Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. We are up dead early on another marvelous Monday. So grateful you can join us. My name is Mark Daniels.
And I'm Davriel Gardner, and a happy Monday to you.
To you!
Oh, I had the wrong hand. There we go.
To you! Yes, it is a happy Monday. And guys, I missed you on Friday. Sorry I wasn't feeling well. But Davriel, she held it down. She took the plane solo, took it up, took it down. Everybody got to their destination. So thank you all, Y'all ain't need me,
and
man.
it's good to see you back.
Yeah, I back, but y'all ain't need me, man. Y'all ain't miss me. Anyone call me and send me no soup and thing. But you shouted me out. You shouted me out on TV. So
I'm sure that I asked for thoughts and prayers, so you couldn't hear it.
That's
from
all
where
I
you were.
needed. That's why I instantly felt
you're
better.
back.
That's why I'm here.
You've experienced the miraculous.
The power of Bahamas at Sunrise and the power of prayer. So how was your weekend, Dad?
I had a fantastic weekend. Still a little tired.
Yeah.
We went down to Grand Bahama for my husband's best friend's wedding.
Really?
Samuel Campbell Jr. and Nia Rolle, now she's a Campbell. We had a great time down there at the Grand Lucayan Resort, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, I love going to Grand Bahama. My brother lives there with his family, all my nieces and nephews. You just feel, I guess, free when you kind of go to Freeport. I just love Grand Bahama. It's a really wonderful feeling. Glad you guys had a great time.
It's always nice too when it's a wedding weekend. So it was like a reunion. They a lot of their high school class got together, and some of their parents got together, and you just saw during the course of the weekend. Well, these people are going to breakfast. These people are going to lunch. So I actually have to shout out. Oh gosh, La Boutique. So I had a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction on my way to the wedding, and I bought a new dress the morning of the wedding, and people are like, where are you going to get a dress in Freeport? La Boutique. So I have to shout out the owner. She was fantastic. I picked out a dress. She steamed it for me. She hooked me up.
That's coming in clutch. That is coming in clutch because other than that, you had to, someone got to pull out the needle and thread.
Exactly.
And the duct tape. Slap it together. But I love weddings. It's like, everyone should go to a wedding once a quarter. I guess it just does something to your spirit, man. It's just when you're around people you love, you're celebrating love, you're seeing people with, being happy, you're kind of reuniting with old friends, meeting new people. I just love weddings. So somebody who know me, someone get married soon, please. I'm ready to go to a wedding. I need that little uptick in my spirit.
But you know what I realize? It has been said that there aren't a lot of rites of passage in Western culture. You have pretty much graduation from maybe high school, college, and then your wedding. And that's pretty much it. Those are the big milestones that you have. And I think that's why people make such a big fuss about weddings. And that's why, I think it's so fun too.
If you want me to come to your wedding and dance, just invite me. I'll be there barefoot, sculling on the floor. But I'm so happy to be back and so happy you all are joining us this morning on another marvelous Monday. We've got a great show for you today. We'll find out what the Kidney Center is doing for Kidney Month in Grand Bahama. And we've also going to check in on the battle of the KFC recipes. We've got Dascoy and Naughty here. The battle has been going on hot. The vote between original and spicy. Man, that's like the battle between the old brick phone and these new iPhones. Which is better? We can find out, right?
I don't think that's a similar competition. No.
I would take a Nokia fridge phone to now over any sort of iPhone or Samsung.
I mean, if it was like a durability test, maybe.
I can play Snake and I can text. I can press the button 6 times and get to each letter, all of that.
No. But we're also going to talk with Kevin Demeritte about the Financial Literacy Fair that Central Bank is hosting. And we'll find out more about the beautiful Pelican Bay Resort in Grand Bahama. TCL wants you to save the date for the Eleuthera Business Outlook coming up on Thursday, April 20th at the Eleuthera Chamber of Commerce Hub in Rock Sound. Conference will be hybrid, so you can join virtually or in person. Stay tuned for more information. First, we'll have a check on weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, guys, and good morning, Bahamas. And first look at weather at sunrise. High pressure continues to dominate the weather across the islands, but that will shift towards the east on Tuesday, making way for a cold front of Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, and that'll bring some increasing cloudiness and showers, a slight cool down after that front passes. In the weather today, broadly sunny and warm, the high temperature 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, we're looking at a few patchy clouds, still on the mild side, a low temperature going down to 69 degrees Fahrenheit. And 17 highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 87 and 73. In Jamaica, 87 to 73. In Trinidad, 89 and 73. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 86 and 71. Across North America, Atlanta, 71 and 52. In Boston, 54 and 39. In Miami, 86 and 70. Dallas, Texas, 67 and 48. And Toronto, Canada, 40 and 33. As you go to the week, the first part of the week, we're looking at partly sunny skies, warm temperatures ahead of that front. Front passes through late on Tuesday night into Wednesday, so we'll have some increasing cloudiness and some showers, even possible thunderstorm on Wednesday. And then we have some clearing by Thursday into Friday, where those temperatures now will be in the mid to upper 70s daytime and the mid 60s at nighttime. That puts wrap on your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Now, you know, when you're traveling to the family islands, there's usually, one thing that everybody asks you to bring, and that is a bucket of KFC. But now you got two things you're supposed to bring. You got to bring original and you got to bring KFC, hot and spicy. And here to make us make the right decision on which one we should take with us, we got Naughty here in the studio, and he's defending the original recipe. And we got Quay here. He's advocating for hot and spicy. And this battle has been going on a little while now. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
It's spicy Quay.
Oh, spicy Quay.
Spicy Quay today.
Hey, I mean, we just switching it up. And
it's Colonel Naughty.
He does look like the Colonel.
There's only one person who can fill the Colonel's shoes and the suit.
Yeah.
It's this guy right
And the
here.
age.
Oh.
And the good looks.
Oh.
And the millions.
Hey, this
And
is
the white hair.
Of lovers of original worldwide.
well, everybody know the Colonel is the boss, right?
Right, and you know what spawned? Spicy.
Yeah.
Original. 11 herbs and what?
Spices.
We've been
Right.
running
See,
wild.
but we had to spice things up because it's 11 herbs and spices plus that golden, crispy,
And I
crunchy
mean,
layer,
one
which
can-
adds a 12 secret flavor that nobody
It's
is talking
12?
about.
Stop.
With the spicy.
It's
See,
11
that's the secret
herbs.
we don't even share with him.
It's 11 herbs and spices, okay?
Right.
You know, they had me at the 11 herbs to begin with.
Right.
And then
The
we come and
spices
put
was
a
there.
topping on
He
the
likes to
layer.
say,
All right? Just
time
accept
out.
the topping. Just
He likes
accept
to
the
say secret spice. It's not secret.
It
It's
is secret.
special, like small.
He
young,
don't
small
even
bus-
know the
Special.
11 herbs and
That's
spices.
special.
What are the 11 herbs and spices?
I can't give it to you
Because
because
it's
it's
a
a
secret.
secret
Secret,
recipe.
right?
Not
All
a
right.
secret ingredient. It's a secret recipe and a special ingredient.
So, Naughty, tell me, why is it original or nothing?
Original nothing. I mean, look where it started. It started off in a small garage, and it emanated worldwide to millions and millions of consumers worldwide, and it spawned the birth of this guy.
Tell him spell emanated.
Oh.
Eminent. I don't have to. You just need to sit there and marinate. Spell that.
There you go, right?
I don't need to marinate.
And
Listen,
spicy Quay. Now, what is the argument for the hot and spicy? Now?
there's no argument, there's facts. You know, back in the Bible when they fed the 5,000,
Right.
what they didn't tell y'all, the part that actually got lost in translation was there were some people that was unsatisfied with the food. The fish wasn't seasoned enough.
Ooh.
The bread was a little, doughy.
Preach,
You
brother. Let him know.
understand?
Preach.
Good
But
God.
they wanted something
Hallelujah.
spicy.
Yes, sir.
So should there have been some spicy chicken there, I think the story would have been a lot more better.
They probably would have had more thousands of people
Right.
showing up.
They would have had some
Didn't
lemonade
know
and stuff, you know.
is that the 13th disciple, Hezekiah Sanders,
Ooh.
was in the back there with hallelujah, some original recipe. Glory
So
to
when
God.
we see the Last Supper, he actually was coming in through the back with a
You didn't
bucket.
see the KFC coming into the bucket?
He was coming in with the bucket.
Because Picasso didn't do that varnish, but he's coming in with the bucket.
He forgot the bucket. We only got the biscuits. Speaking of bucket, did you bring the bucket? Because we got to make sure he takes tests.
But I thought you had the bucket.
No, you supposed to have the bucket.
The 2 buckets with spicy and original. Like, you
want
sure you
the-
didn't get the bucket?
The bucket?
I saw you.
Hold on, wait. I did bring a bucket.
Not that bucket.
So which bucket?
Washing car later, baby. You didn't know
Oh,
that.
this the car wash
That's for the
later.
car wash?
That's a new
But we
that's
bought
pretty
2
opening.
buckets.
we got
One
the-
with spicy,
That's
one
the
with
original
We
spicy
put it
car
on
wash.
the
We're
front.
opening that up later.
Yeah, I
We
think
put
that
it
one.
on
I think that, but hold on.
That was breakfast.
You
for
don't
the
know
crew.
that. For who?
For the crew, I think. We thought it was.
I know you from the spot, so you can't lie.
I thought it was. I thought it was sponsored. I thought it was breakfast.
This way doesn't go, so
So how are we
we'll
going to
call us
settle
the
this?
brick and he can eat 2 buckets of chicken.
So how are we going to settle this this battle? How are we going to settle this
Yeah,
debate?
Time out. There's actually No losers here.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't mind me and Dash Quay going back and forth. They're both tried, tested, and true. The only winner is the person who consumes either original or KFC. There is no loser.
More soda spicy.
Now, if you want to feel like an extra special winner and get some of these great KFC promotional prizes and the KFC sandwich pillows,
That looks
the
awesome.
gift bags,
one
the
laid out on the
t-shirts,
soba.
the
That
gift
look good.
cards, all you got to do is go to vote.kfcnassau.com, rock the vote for the original.
Or
Yeah,
spice
or
things up,
spicy.
or take it to the next level and vote for spicy.
And if you rocking the vote, if you get original with your vote rocking, you know, if I see it, the most original entry, I'll hook you up. I show up on your
you
job and
straight.
say, here you go.
We got plenty things to give away too. Plenty merch, plenty paraphernalia. Smell that.
And we got me and paraphernalia. Guess what? If you got paraphernalia, we can say for what?
So right now, how is the vote going? So people have been voting all week. What's the split right now?
As we came in this morning, it was 57-43 in favor of the Spice Meister. However, with all due respect,
I have no word.
because he's the new kid on the block, to the family, I, being the big brother, I said let him get a 2-day head
Well, he
start.
like, pull this big
Now, there was a
brother
monkey
card.
stompage going on. But now we closed the gap. And we got about 6 weeks left in this promotion. So now time to roll up your sleeves.
Right.
Because I consider this neck and neck.
Yeah.
And let's make it happen.
Right.
Because I give it to him. I do have some older original consumers who I got to catch up with. Like I know like 4 that show up to Saunders Beach 3 o'clock every day for 3-piece original, fries, slaw, soda. I can catch them. They might not be online, but they can vote on my phone.
gotta
They
walk
can
up
wake
on
it
them.
Ah, you got
Be
it.
connected to the people who don't like change.
Uh-oh.
No.
See, spicy is for the elite. Spicy is for like the prime minister. Come down. You understand? Spicy is for the people who are going through relationship issues. Spicy is for the newlyweds or the ones who've been married like 30 years.
The Prime
or more.
Minister, he ain't in town long enough to take spicy or original.
No, he always just take a bucket of spicy with him when he travel. That's a
He-
part
he
of his,
lied
his
and said
detail.
that's spicy, you know.
Ask his detail in the
That's right.
in the second black card.
Me and Clint Watson, all right, I know him for years, you know, PM. I know because Clint is calling me to get the original for Brave, right?
Original, I talking
Okay.
about the
So you
PM.
think the PM, the OPM is stopped for KFC when they traveling to the island?
I don't think they
I
do.
know.
They know?
They
You
said-
know?
It's
And
three
it got
cars.
original.
There's 3 cars inside the lineup.
And the
when they got
second
it.
and the third
second
full
car,
original.
Uh-oh.
Spicy.
Original. I know.
Delusional.
Now, let me show you something. I just want to send a shameless shout out. You did say they take chicken to the islands, KFC to the islands. Yes, spicy and original in abundance. But the official dessert for that is another one. I just got to throw it in. Big up to my restaurants, Bahamas family. Dunkin' Donuts. They carry them as well, too.
There
Just
you go.
gotta
Yeah,
share
yeah,
that
you got to
as
keep
well.
it strapped.
Big up to Dunkin'.
Gotta keep
So
it going.
you were telling me the type of people that eat spicy, the elite,
The elite.
the top of the top.
Yes, the
So,
lawyers that are carrying the country on
The
their
lawyer.
back.
So who eats original?
Who eats original? The everyday person
The
who
ancestors.
carries this country on their back every day and deals with the burdens and the mistakes of the quote-unquote elites who be messing up all the time. You got to go with something tried and true from the dirt to the top. You see, originally we got people like Garth Book says, we got friends in high and low places.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Where the chicken is original and the lemonade chases. All right? That's how that goes. We got them from the penthouse to the outhouse and everywhere in between. That's why we original.
Let's ask our viewers
Yeah.
at home. Aren't you tired of the same old original boring thing?
It wouldn't be
Yes,
around
hold on, my
for
information
70
isn't done.
years
My
if it wasn't tried and
information
true.
isn't done. Are you tired? Are you tired? Camera 2. Are you tired of the same old
tired of this spiel right here.
original? Spice up your life. Take it to the next level. Do something different. Get spicy today.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's a winner from day one till now, a winner.
But if you have a
winner
regular
is
car,
a
wouldn't you
winner.
put some spinners on it just to spice it up?
Little-
Would you put
Yeah,
some
but
tints
see,
on it?
Little tint on it.
Notice the difference. Notice the
talking about a
difference
box,
between
Sonny, and
spicy
you're talking about
and
a
notice
Toyota, Sonny.
notice the difference between
Talking
original.
about a BM.
He talking right, but my BM is parked outside and it got deep dish BM authentic rims on it, customized. I'm talking about your 1996 Sunny with your bazookas in the back.
At the end of the day, eat chicken.
Original. See?
Put the left speaker voice in your car.
So let me
Because
ask
it's a
you.
spicy vehicle.
Let me ask you a question. So some people got their favorite KFC location they say some might do
Saunders
it.
Beach, coming over. Saunders
That's his
Beach.
favorite.
That's you? What
Saunders
was it?
Beach.
His favorite. I live close to the mall. Gas expensive. I go right there.
Robinson Road.
No, I go right there to the
Or to the mall.
To the
Yeah, the
mall.
mall in Solitude. Yeah, the mall in Solitude. They put original.
Only because
on
gas
it.
expensive. When the price go down, then I'll go Saunders Beach or
Yeah.
something like
The
that.
difference between original and spicy, original will go wherever we need to go to get original.
to get
Gas ain't a
original.
factor.
They closer to the water. So I understand.
You pick up your chicken, you go to the beach.
Yeah.
That's what originals do. We enjoy the ambiance of the beach. And big up to the Eastern Road original lovers too. Like to take it and go in the boat on the weekend.
Yeah.
Big up to you all too. They don't care the spicy, they care original, brother.
Oh, spicy. We can change the Bahamas one bite at a time.
See? Talk to your original fans out there.
Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You
Try
said that
and
la-
true
you
is
said that
tried
last
and true.
time. Try
Because
something
we
new.
don't have to change nothing up.
See, that's
we
the problem.
awesome. We still here.
That's the problem
You
right
only here on a small time basis. Notice every spicy product we switch up every 6 months. The original don't change.
If you do the same...
Right now you're going on like a barbecue spicy slinger.
Zoom in. If you do the same thing over and over and over again, that's called insanity.
No. If you do it over and over and over again with the same failed results, it's called insanity. But if you do it over and over and over again with the success that the original chicken is done, you call that $1 billion freaking operation. Original, baby.
Mastery, right?
Let me get no words in. But you straight. What do you eat?
Me?
Let's
He
settle
ate
this
all
right
too.
now.
We know that. He
Let's
ate
settle
all
this
too.
right now.
I mean-
What's your preference? Be honest for the camera. Be honest for the baby people. Spicy, good, crunchy, hot, goodness, juiciness, or original?
Well,
I get your coupon
I-
for your free original right
I ain't gonna lie.
Give him the coupon.
now.
Oh, y'all got a coupon? Oh, well,
Man,
looks like
look here.
I might be in this.
No.
You might be in the... Say it. Say it.
Listen.
Say
No,
it.
that only $5. I give a new 10 of them in here
Oh,
with
oh,
3
oh, oh.
shirt, 4 shirt,
Oh, oh.
and an official KFC.
And I got the bean
Sandwich
bag.
pillow.
Oh.
That's why I'm an original.
Give me this.
I think.
And we
I think
roll fully loaded.
you know we gotta roll with the original. eh?
Not semi-loaded.
You straight.
Fully loaded.
Only because my back seat was full like...
I love it. I love it. So tell our viewers again how they could vote and how they could win these prizes and really settle a debate: original versus spicy.
Real easy. Vote.kfcnassau.com. Vote.kfcnassau.com. Click on original as many times as you want. And after you do it about 10 times, throw him in sympathy vote, and it's all good.
Talk to your spicy folks.
Spicy lovers, you all know what it is. You ain't got to talk too much.
And before I go, shout out to my crew at Saunders Beach who was carrying on bad in the video. My dancing girls in the background and everything. It's carrying on bad.
No, shout out to all locations because all spicy KFC locations matter.
And all locations know me, and I got love for all y'all. But you know Saunders Beach right around the corner. When they crank that up in the morning, and I smell that ice float out of my house too. I'm devastated. I don't even go in the car. It's programming.
So original versus spicy, the battle wages on, but right here, the true winners are the Bahamian people
Are
that
you? The
enjoy
consumers.
KFC. And KFC, who's been providing us with food for, I don't know how long KFC been around.
For the last hour, because you teeth our buttocks this morning. Get it right.
And so we like to thank Naughty for coming on representing the original crew. And we got Spicy Quay here.
Spicy.
Elevating it for all of us, taking us to a new level. I'd like to thank you both for being here. You guys
Our
are both
pleasure to be
awesome.
here.
Thanks for being up with us dead early.
We
And,
starting the car wash business afterwards. We can't do two things. We can't pick
Because
back
our
on
first
KFC
customer.
promo.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
our
we
first
get
customer.
my bubbler right outside.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all both,
We
man.
gotta charge you for
We'll
two
see you
buckets
guys
of chicken,
later.
you know.
You're watching Mamas at Sunrise. It's heating up. We'll be right back.
So the push-to-talk device is a beautiful device. It operates on our world-class cellular network. You can take pictures, you can take videos, you can put your persons in different groups. If they want the engineering team to have a different communication than the finance team or the security team, you can do that with the push-to-talk device. And that's not something that you can actually do with a regular communications radio device. We have several different types of devices. There's the 380, the 580 plus, and then there's the 590 plus, which is the top of the line device.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller. until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
The islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
Welcome back. Pelican Bay Hotel in Grand Bahama offers modern comfort and convenience with a uniquely happy and laid-back vibe. I can personally attest to this because I just spent the weekend there myself, and we had a wonderful time just experiencing a quiet, beautiful environment with such friendly, helpful staff. Our team visited last week for the Grand Bahama BBO, and our Suzette Parker has that story.
Bahamas at Sunrise was in Grand Bahama recently and visited the delightful one-of-a-kind resort, Pelican Bay, located in beautiful Quay. We spoke with General Manager Magnus Alnebeck about the property.
We're trying to create a vibe where people feel comfortable. Obviously, we are not on a beach. We are on the marina, the canals. So we are trying to create an environment that you just feel that you are in a small, peaceful, laid-back place. And the structure of Pelican Bay is good for that because it's really 3 clusters, so you don't feel that this is a big hotel.
The resort boasts newly renovated guest rooms and suites.
We started a repair and renovation program immediately after Dorian because we had, like everybody, we had substantial damage. And in the beginning, that was concentrating on repairing stuff. And then we decided, okay, let's do a bigger renovation, and we totally gutted 48 of our suites and put them back together again with everything from new air conditioning, new hot water system, and totally new rooms. That took much longer than we had hoped because of stop and start construction during COVID, supply chain, etc. So that's what we opened here in end of January. And we are now, again, fully operational with everything open. These new rooms we did, they are of course bigger, so they have a separate bedroom, a big living room, and out of the 48, we did 24 of them as what we call long stay rooms. So we put in a real kitchenette with a bigger refrigerator, with a dishwasher, to make it comfortable for the sort of people that come to Grand Bahama and are maybe here for a project for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and who doesn't want to go into an apartment. They want a combination of a hotel and an apartment.
Pelican Bay is the happy hotel with staff that care about the guests, and that's what sets them apart from the competition.
You know, in today's hotel world, and Pelican Bay is a relatively old hotel. I mean, our buildings are now 25 to 32 years old or something like that. So, you know, these things that, what can set you aside? Well, you know, a clean room and new furniture and good food and cold drinks, that's just something that the guest expects. So what can set you aside is if you can actually portray our happiness, and that we try to make our guests feel that we actually care. And that is really what we focus on, showing that we care about guests and their stay, whether they are coming here for business or for vacation or to attend a funeral or a wedding. We need to make sure that they realize that we are a happy hotel.
The staff are empowered to solve customers' problems and ensure guest satisfaction.
We share all of our customer feedback in any way we get it, in a very open, frank, smack in the face kind of way with our staff. And of course we focus more on the times when we have not been as good as we would have liked to have been. And we try to make sure that our staff buys into our philosophy, which is solve the problem. Don't make it into something that ends up as a bad comment on TripAdvisor. You know, if a guest isn't happy or if we have fallen short of what we should do, own up to it. Look the guest in the face and say, what can we do to make up for this? And try to turn the guest around there and then, as opposed to letting them go back home and starting writing letters or putting it on TripAdvisor. And therefore, you know, we like to delegate to our staff that they feel that they can make decisions. They can actually make sure that the guest is happy. And then, you know, if we feel that they have done something wrong, then we bring that up later on and say, okay, maybe next time you should consider doing that. But at the end of the day, it's the staff member that is in front of a guest that is best handled to deal with a situation, as opposed to, oh, I'll report it to the manager and they will give you a call. It doesn't work.
Pelican Bay prides itself on being loyal to the Grand Bahama community.
Well, I think we have always done what we have said that we are going to do. And I think our actions speaks for themselves. During and after both Hurricane Matthew and Hurricane Dorian, we remained open, especially after Dorian, but also Matthew. Pelican Bay became sort of the center of activity in Grand Bahama. And we operated this hotel for, I think it was 11 or 12 days without power, without water, which was kind of a nightmare. But we needed to do that to keep things going. And we have also done what very few people have done in Grand Bahama, is that we have kept on reinvesting in the property. We haven't taken the insurance money and run away with them. And that sets us a little bit apart from what's going on here. So I think, you know, we have been loyal to the Grand Bahama and the Bahamian community, and they have been loyal to us back. I think they see us as part of the infrastructure, part of the community, and that's how we really fit in.
Pelican Bay is offering a special rate to locals for Easter.
We have special rates for locals all the time. That depends on, you know, what's going on that weekend and how much we can accommodate, and we do specials here and there. For Easter, we have a special this year where we have basically put together a package that comes down to that you pay for 2 nights and you get 3. And we have also made it very simple, which is it's a family rate, you know, but I hope nobody's going to bring their 24 children and try to pile them into one room. But we have said it's a family rate, it's for a room, it is 3 nights, it is $500, it includes breakfast, it includes some Easter goodies and some surprises. And we think that's a good deal for anybody who wants to come to Grand Bahama and Pelican Bay.
For Bahamas at Sunrise, this is Suzette Parker, wishing she was still at Pelican Bay.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, We believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Original or hot and spicy?
They call me the original, I'm cooked the hard way. No corners cut to live life the fried way. 11 herbs and spices, that's all I can say.
If you wanna take a bite, I'm just a little tangy, but a whole lot of feisty. Yeah, I'm the chick with the kick, they call me hot and spicy.
There's no winning flavor. They're all finger-licking good.
Welcome back to the show. We are here dead early on another marvelous Monday here in Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you for sticking with us. My name is Mark Daniel.
And I'm Gabrielle Gardner.
And we had an exciting first half of the show, man. That bottle of the recipes with spicy Quay and the original naughty, man. That's a serious debate.
I thought it was going to come to blows. You know, this was very, very intensely debated.
Right, and I can see it. You know, the appeal of the original. You know, it's familiar, you know it, but spicy, you're switching things up, you know, putting a little pep in your life. Right?
I actually was thinking about that consciously, like which one is my favorite? And I have to say, like, it depends. It depends on the day of the week. It depends on what kind of mood that you're in.
There you go.
I think, you know, Bahamians, I feel like historically, we like anything spicy. However, you know, sometimes you need that original recipe, those 11 herbs and spices, that original vibe. You know, it got famous for a reason.
I know. I have a friend of mine. He loves KFC. We've been to school together, and like he is a connoisseur. He knows which location to go to for what. Even across the Caribbean, he knows which Caribbean nation got the best KFC. I should have brought him into this bottle. But you know, awesome to see Quay and Naughty working together. Two powerhouses in comedy here in the Bahamas. Always a pleasure working with you guys. And then we saw Pelican Bay, right?
Yes, which is fantastic. As I mentioned, I got to stay there this past weekend. The rooms are really spacious. You know, beautiful views of the water. It was literally a chill vibe.
I'm ready to go now. It made me think about the weekend. All right, but we got more great stuff coming up in the show for you. Kevin Demeritte is here to talk about the financial literacy fair that the Central Bank is hosting.
And we're going to hear all about what the Kiddie Center in Grand Bahama is doing. But now we'll have a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, guys, and good morning. In your second look at weather at sunrise, pressure continues to be the dominant across the islands, but that will shift eastward on Tuesday and make way for a cold front to move here sometime late Tuesday night into Wednesday, causing some increasing cloudiness and some showers across the islands and a slight cool down after that front passes. In the marine forecast today, those winds southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Tuesday, those winds continue southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, but they'll shift to the southwest later in the afternoon, still 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Then on Wednesday, after the front passes, those winds become north to northeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet over northwest Bahamas, northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. But those winds falling light and variable at times. Your tides. You can expect a low tide 11 minutes past 7, Next high time will be at 58 minutes past midday. Low gain this evening at 7:05. Sunset, 7:23. Your sunrise will be 7:05. UV index 8. Your water temperature 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And the moon phase now moving towards the first quarter. Your extended look, partly sunny skies through Tuesday, with increasing cloudiness, showers, and possible thunderstorm on Wednesday as that front passes through. And then we have a cool down with some partly sunny skies and mild temperatures at daytime. The temperature ahead of that front will be in the mid to upper 80s at daytime, the upper 60s to lower 70s at nighttime. After that front passes, we're looking at the upper 70s to lower 80s at daytime and the mid 60s at nighttime. That's what's wrapping your phone look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to the show.
Thanks, Godfrey. It's important to get money smart, and so Central Bank will be hosting a financial literacy fair where you can get the best financial advice. Here to tell us more is Kevin Demeritte, External Relations Officer for the Central Bank. Good morning, Mr. Demeritte, and welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
So what's the idea behind the financial literacy fair?
I think this goes back perhaps a decade, where the central bank was looking at how financial developments occurring in our country, particularly on the financial services side. We instituted a nationwide survey to see where Bahamians are. And there were some concerns that emerged from that, in that we found out Bahamians don't know as much as we think we know. And the things that we don't know as well as we expect. Yeah. So as part of our corporate strategy, corporate responsibility, we wanted to make sure that when we reach out, we improve the way Bahamians look at things, because we know that our financial services is continually developing and continually moving forward, and we want Bahamians to be able to take advantage of all of those things that are coming down the pipe.
And so who are some of the partners who are going to be sharing information during this fair?
Right. That's the Financial Literacy Fair. Actually, this is the first we've had since COVID. And this year, it's not just a Financial Literacy Fair, it's a digital expo. For us, that means that we want to begin bringing in all those partners that are involved in digital payments in the Bahamas. So not only are we talking about the commercial banks, but we're talking about a lot of the new entrants into the market, what we call the payment service providers.
Okay.
These are your Omni, your SunCash, your Canoe, those persons, the digital wallets, digital money, and of course, $100 people from the central bank. So in addition to having persons and institutions providing financial information to Bahamians, we also want Bahamians to be able to see how these new products and services are actually operating. And most importantly for us, when we spoke with a lot of the service providers that are going to be at the fair, we said, we don't want you to just give away pamphlets.
Yeah.
We want you to provide hands-on live demonstrations so Bahamians can see exactly how this will work, how it will work for them, how they can take advantage of it.
I really did imagine, this is an opportunity. I've seen that the education campaign regarding Sand Dollar has been sweeping. It's been very intentional. So I figure that this is an opportunity where you want to amplify that message.
Yes, certainly. But in addition to the Digital Expo, we have invited not just commercial banks, who were the only persons who were involved in the previous incarnation of the Financial Literacy Fair, but this time we have not just the commercial banks and the payment service providers, we have all the insurance companies, we have all the credit unions, we have the credit bureau, we also have all the investment houses are committed. This is your CFAL, your Leno, your Royal Fidelities, all going to be there. And we went one step further with this year. We also invited all the regulators. So the Securities Commission, the Insurance Commission, National Insurance Board. And we also took the opportunity to invite the government through the Ministry of Finance to talk about digitization of government services. You know, of course, of the My Gateway.
Yes.
But there is so much more going on that I think the government is keen to share with the Bahamian public. So this is going to be the biggest event of this kind that this country has ever seen.
And where's this event going to be held?
Right, it's going to be the 28th and 29th, which is a Friday and Saturday of April. The last Friday and Saturday of April at Fusion Superplex. Right, we've partnered with Fusion to provide an enormous space. If you've been to Fusion, and most persons have, we're going to be taking over the entire down floor and perhaps the upper portion of Fusion to accommodate all the institutions that want to be there.
Oh, wow. So who is the ideal candidate to attend this financial literacy fair?
Every single Bahamian.
Wow.
We're looking at maybe Friday morning for like students. So if schools want to take field trip, perhaps secondary students would benefit more. But Friday and Saturday, everybody. Right? If you are a Bahamian and you know that you make purchases in the Bahamas, you spend money, you use a card, you use digital payment of any kind, this is where you need to be. You want to come for the first time in the Bahamas, you can touch bases with every single area of financial services in the Bahamas. That's what we want to be able to do.
And are there any special features? Are you having breakout sessions, panels, anything like that?
Oh, you're touching all my bases. Yeah. So in addition to the booths, all the players have the opportunity to have presentations in the theaters for specific events. So, for example, if we're talking about the Ministry of Finance and they want to talk about digitization of government, we will have a space available in the theaters where a person can come and sit in the theaters and enjoy the presentations. And that will apply to whether it's talking about NIB, whether it's talking about the Credit Bureau, which a lot of people are very interested because it's going to affect all of our lives. Those persons will all be available to make presentations.
Right. When you think about these entities, these aren't entities that people interact with on a daily basis, so to speak. So really getting to ask those questions and get that up-close information. What does the central bank hope that people will take away from this experience?
Education, understanding, experience. You get to understand that, a lot of us as Bahamians, we really live in our own little bubble. We work, we go to school, we go home. And the only time we get to interact with the financial services sector is in very specific circumstances, very specific transactions. We have an opportunity to meet everybody. Even areas that you would not necessarily be involved in, now you have an opportunity to explore things, get a better understanding. One of the key things that we're pushing this, if we may, is that the ability of Bahamians to save. We generally think of saving as just putting the money in the bank. But there are other opportunities, including things that we don't think of as available for the average Bahamians. Say investing in government securities, for example. We certainly intend at the fair to show Bahamians that, for as little as $100, you can invest in government securities who are paying you much more than any savings deposit you can get in the country. That's the kind of thing that we want to introduce Bahamians to so they become more interested, more comfortable, and more accessible.
Of course, beyond events like these, what are some practical ways that we can become more financially literate as individuals and as a nation?
Budget. We've said it a lot. I've said it a lot. We all know what we need to do, But this, for a lot of us, and that's not Bahamians, it's human nature, between what we know we should do and what we actually do is considerable. And budgeting is a good place to start. And not just thinking in your head, but actually creating a budget, whether on your phone. In the old days, we used to write it on a piece of paper and put it on the fridge. Making a plan when you go to the supermarket. All right. A lot of us decide, what, I'm just going to run in to pick up a few things. That is about the worst thing you could possibly do. Because you run in for a few things and come back with a trolley full.
Right, $200 later. What happened?
So what we're saying is that, you're talking about a shopping plan. Write it down, put it on your phone, stick to it. You go, before you even start, you go in your cupboard and your fridge, you see what you need. That is what you get. There's a reason why all the good stuff is right next to the cashier, all the chocolates and the magazines, impulse purchasing. When all you're doing is walking up and down the aisle, oh, I need to get this. Oh, I think no.
You just remember all these things that you didn't know that you needed.
No.
That perhaps you don't need.
You remember the things that you want, not necessarily the things you need, because the things you needed is when you were standing in your kitchen and looking in your cupboard. That's when you knew what you needed. When you went into the food store, walking up and down the aisle, those are things you want.
Well, bringing it back to the financial literacy fair, if somebody wants to get involved, they want to know more about this, how do they learn more?
We do have an organization, a media firm that is managing the event for us. This is Creative Serendipity, run by a beautiful young entrepreneur, Ms. Megan Magnus. They're handling a lot of logistics for us. They have a nice website. Those are persons, but certainly you can reach out to Central Bank. You can reach out to me directly. I'm Kevin Demeritte. You can always pick up the phone and call me. My phone is ringing all the time, but I'm usually very good at it. You can email me at kademeritte@centralbankbahamas.com. I'm usually very good at returning emails very quickly. And we also have, there'll be publications, whether it's in the newspaper, social media, so people know that the 28th and 29th, this is the place that you really want to show up for yourself, drag your husband, your wife, if you have your Grammy or something because she's thinking of pension, old age, because National Insurance is going to be there. That's the place you want to be.
I love it. It's a one-stop informational shop.
Yes.
Well, thank you all for what you're doing. I think it's really going to benefit the Bahamian people. And thank you for being on the show.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
Thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
What do you want from a cloud solution? You want flexibility and edge? You want to modernize applications with the ability to deliver new ones with lightning speed. You want an infrastructure that's automated, secure, cost-effective, and scalable. You want to give the end user the freedom they want with the control you need. You can't get all that from just any cloud. You need something better. You need Bahamas Cloud. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, a local international bank that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
The islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. March is Kidney Month, and so Bahamas at Sunrise decided to check in on the Kidney Center in Freeport to get an update. Our Suzette Parker has that story. Enjoy.
March is National Kidney Month, a time to bring awareness to kidney health and to encourage people to take care of their renal health. We stopped in at the Kidney Center in Grand Bahama to learn more about the disease and the vital work the center does.
What is kidney disease? Kidney disease can be described as a progressive deterioration of the kidney function. It happens over years, months and years. Each kidney has about 1 million to 2 million functional units called nephrons. And when they are injured or damaged in any way, unfortunately, the type of cells that they're made up of, they do not regenerate. And so that leads us to kidney disease. There are different causes. It can be acute. This damage can happen acutely, very suddenly. Trauma or some toxic substance that you've taken, or it can also happen over a period of time, and that's called chronic kidney disease. That's the type that we frequently see here at the Kidney Center. The cause of that is most likely secondary to hypertension and diabetes, uncontrolled, of course.
It definitely is a serious problem, and right now we have about, 125 patients. And I'm sure that's just patients that we know have this problem. A lot of persons are still experiencing a little issues, and sometimes we have denial, or we want to wait and see if God intervenes. So with those patients not even being in our numbers, it's a major problem. For such a small island, that's a high number.
There is comprehensive treatment for those with kidney disease.
So if you have kidney disease, there are basically 3 types. You can do hemodialysis, what we do. You come here 3 times a week, anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 hours. That's weekly for the rest of your life. Because, hey, the kidneys, they function, every day, 365 days of the year, no days off. So you're just getting, the bare minimum. Another option would be to get peritoneal dialysis. It's similar, but not quite, whereas the access point for the fluid exchange is through the abdomen. And then finally, the most ideal one would be, to get a kidney transplant.
The Kidney Center helps its patients manage their disease, stay healthy, and also educates them about their condition.
Managing kidney disease requires a team. So it's not just 1 or 2 persons. So our team comprises of our patient. Our patient is our team leader. They direct us. And the team is also comprised of our physicians, our nephrologists, our internal medicine doctor, our nurses, our technicians, our wonderful support staff, a dietitian, and our social worker. Because any chronic illness is mentally challenging. And so having our social worker on staff, as well as our staff who is educated on how to support patients psychologically, and we also educate them on how to stay well, because having kidney failure doesn't mean that one is ill. One is ill and got them here. And so now we have to keep them healthy. And so we educate them on how to go about staying healthy, and we also see them on a regular basis. So we have doctors who come around and see our patients at least once, twice a week, so that we can manage those other illnesses quickly.
The major thing that they need to understand is fluid removal, how much fluid they're allowed to take in, and then we teach them in terms of how much fluid we're taking off. Also a lot of dietary restraints. We teach them about how they need to stay away from foods that might increase potassium or phosphorus, and also like bone health, which is a major part of it as well. So we educate them on stuff to stay away so that they can maximize the bone health that they have.
The Kidney Center hosted many activities for Kidney Month.
For Kidney Month.
Activities for Kidney Month.
For Kidney Month, we started off with a church service. So we worshipped corporately at St. Jude's in Smiths Point. And so that included the staff and the patients, and that was very well attended. Then we had a candlelight memorial. So we've been having a candlelight memorial in recognition of those persons who would have passed with kidney disease for the past 4 years. And that was Thursday, March 9th. And then we also had our community outreach where we went out to the public in the schools and in the public spaces to educate them and to bring an awareness about kidney disease. Also, we had our annual kidney walk held on Saturday, March 11th, where we walked together because exercise is an important part of keeping healthy. So we walked together March 11th at 6:30, and that too was well attended.
The Kidney Center in Grand Bahama is doing important work.
The work that we do here at the Kidney Center in Grand Bahama, we save lives. It's not meant to brag, but the change that you see from an ill patient to a well patient, it never ceases to blow my mind. And of course, it's something that can be prevented if you just take care of yourself, take care of your body, your hypertension, your diabetes, watching what you eat, watching what you drink, exercise, the smoking, we gotta cut all of those things out.
Well, the work of the Kidney Center is life-saving, so I think that is very important. And we help to prolong our patients' life. Not everybody will be fortunate to get a transplant, so while they are here, we help to keep them at their optimal level of health so that they can be there for their families.
Persons diagnosed with kidney disease can still have a meaningful life.
Being on dialysis is not a death sentence. You plan more because you have to plan if you want to travel, you have to have your schedule when you go to work to fit dialysis into your schedule. So it just takes a little bit of planning, but you carry on as normal. You can swim, you can exercise, you can travel, you can have kids, you can enjoy life.
For Bahamas at Sunrise, this is Suzette Parker.
Original or hot and spicy?
I'm cut the hard way, no corners cut to live life the fried way. 11 herbs and spices, that's all I can say.
If you wanna take a bite, I'm just a little tanky, but a whole lot of feisty. Yeah, I'm the chick with the kick, they call me hot and spicy.
There's no winning flavor. They're all finger-licking good.
Well, it has been a really exciting show today. We started off on a hot and spicy tip, or I won't say hot and spicy tip, a battle of whether hot and spicy or original recipe with Nadi and his team. Of course, we talked about the Pelican Bay Hotel and the Central Bank's upcoming financial literacy fair, as well as the Grand Bahama Kidney Center.
Yeah, very full show. I learned a lot today. I learned why people eat spicy versus why people eat original. I learned what we need to do in terms of as a country and getting our financial literacy up to par. The importance of kidney centers across the Bahamas. I have a founding member that does dialysis 3 times a week. Those persons that work in those centers, they see these patients just like as much as they see their family, or even more so. So just a shout out to all of you practitioners out there who are caring, loving, gentle, who understand that dialysis is an easy thing, and the people who work in these centers make it just a bit easier. So thank you all for what you do. It's Kidney Month, so maybe go and you can't really go in the center with the person,
right?
But it's sit down and talk to somebody about what they've been through, learn about what kind of steps you can take to prevent developing kidney issues, and maybe get yourself checked out to make sure you don't end up on dialysis unnecessarily, right?
Oh, yeah, and I figure it can't hurt to raise some funds as well. You know, these things tend to be costly. So.
All right. Well, we enjoyed you being with us this morning on a Marvelous Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Go forth and conquer it and be productive and great. And we're going to see you on Friday. Another fantastic Friday, right?
Yes. Have a happy Monday. Indeed.
See you guys.